Did you know that with the average year mortgage rates now approaching 7% and housing prices now higher than they were prior to 2008, even when adjusted for inflation? Many people are asking this question: why hasn't the market crashed yet? I mean, the whole thing from the affordability perspective seems eerily similar to the 2008 financial meltdown. But there's a lot that's different this time. But that doesn't mean that there isn't going to be, or there hasn't been, a correction. What it means is that the economic circumstances have changed, and in order to be ready for any coming real estate crash, you have to know which factors to look at. And that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. But before I do, my name is Preeti Rao, and I am both a real estate and a mortgage broker for close to 20 years. So do me a favor, please hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell icon, and please hit the like button so more people like you can see this video. It really means a lot to me when you hit that subscription button, and thank you to everyone who has done it already and those who do, because it gets me motivated to keep you up to date with everything real estate. So let's discuss this housing market and why it hasn't crashed yet. And I'm going to start by talking about the problems, the things that are propping the market up. And then I'm going to talk about the things you need to be watching, the things that can and will cause real estate corrections. So let's start by talking about the lock-in effect. This is a term economists use to describe sticky situations, and that's what we have in the housing market right now. A sticky situation, where a vast number of people that have a mortgage that's under 4% don't want to give those mortgages up. And rightfully so, because if they were to give those mortgages up and move to a different home, that would mean their interest rates would go up substantially, and so would the overall cost of home ownership payments. So lots of people are just staying put, holding on really tight to those 30-year mortgages. And it's totally understandable. Unfortunately, that leads to a lack of inventory on the resale side. Now, if we talk about pre-construction, there's no surprise there, because anytime there is a major downturn in the real estate market, there is a major downturn in the pre-construction. In those years between 2008 and 2012, there were less homes being built, leading to a gap between the number of homes that were needed and the actual number of houses that existed. And ironically, this is a problem that nobody saw coming, as millennials reached the age where they were destined to start forming households, pairing up, having kids. What we weren't even paying attention to was the fact that baby boomers were also living longer and not giving up their hold on their homes easily. In fact, the number of households formed by those between the age of 25 and 44 significantly outweighed the number of households that were being given up by those 65 years and older. So in other words, we found ourselves in a situation where generations were competing for existing household stock and not enough new homes coming up. And clearly the pandemic and ultra low interest rates led to an acceleration of this problem, as many millennials started to realize that interest rates were at an all-time low, housing prices were going up, and the ability to buy a home was quickly getting out of their reach. That, combined with the fact that the young adults also realized that living with mom and dad wasn't necessarily the most fun thing when it comes to lockdowns. So a lot of household formations that would have happened over the coming years got moved into a very short period of time, leading to that increase in housing prices from the increase in demand, and that has obviously led to affordability issues, with the average income no longer being able to afford the average home. One more thing nobody really paid attention to was the fact that the average home has changed significantly over the last 50 years. The average square footage of a home in 1967 was around 1500 square feet. but in 2020 that became 2,500 square feet. And what actually happened there is not that the average income no longer buys the average home, because it does. The expectation of what the average home has changed drastically, and there seems to be the impression among the young people that if you can't buy the average home you want, you're just not going to buy a home at all. Now, there are a few more factors that I would like to discuss in my next week's video. In the meantime, tell me if you think my thought process is correct or not. Once again, my name is Preeti Rao, and if you still don't know who I am, just go check my rating on Google and read my client reviews. Till then, take care, and if you found value or liked this video and would like to see more content, click on the boxes on the screen. My contact information is in the description box below. Make sure to hit like, share, subscribe, and that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to call me, because I hold the key that opens the door to your dream home.